Hey there, it's Brittany Chavers and I'm back today with some jewelry tutorials using some dress it up buttons. Today we're going to be using this Mickey and Minnie ghosts. They're so cute. And then we're also going to use this little pumpkin Mickey in the Mickey and Minnie Halloween. So what we're going to do first is and this is the easiest, probably the easiest part of what we're doing today. So we're going to take this little Mickey and we're going to drill a hole in one of his ears. And you could do this several ways. You could use just a regular hand drill like this, which is what I'm going to end up using today. You could use an electric drill. You could probably, and I wouldn't recommend this, but maybe heat like a paper piercer or something and pierce it through the plastic. Or you can start your hole using this hole punch. This is for metal and it's not going to really go through here all the way. That's how I started my hole. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do is just press really hard with my hole punch and kind of wiggle that out of there, and it created a little hole for me, but it's not going all the way through. And after making that hole, I'm going to turn it around and try and go from the back. Again, this is not going to, most of the time it's not going to punch all the way through because this is very thick, but it's also giving me really good guides to get through the button. So then I'm going to take my drill and this could take a little while. A Dremel or a power drill would be much faster. And there we go. If you're going the hand drill route, just be patient. Okay, and then the last part of making this little button a charm is taking a large jump ring. We're just going to scoot that through his ear so he has an earring. Close it up. And we're going to set that to the side. That's just prepping for one of our pieces of jewelry. Next, I'm going to take the Mickey and Minnie ghosts and we're going to do some changes on these buttons so we can use them in some pieces. We're going to be using all of these buttons today, and starting with the Mickey and the Boo. So with the Boo, we have all of these have a shank on the back, but with the Boo, I'm going to cut it off, and you can use scissors or your little nippers. And I also have some E6000, and I'm going to take my E6000 and put a dab on the back of the Boo, right where we cut off the shank. This is very lightweight and we don't need a whole lot of glue. It also dries clear. You might see a little bit in between the letters, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to rest that right on top of Mickey where I like it. You can choose where you'd like to put it. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to set that off to the side. These usually you want them to dry for probably an hour to 24 hours. Probably 24 hours before you wear it. For the Mickey and Minnie pumpkins, aren't they so adorable? Again, I'm going to cut off the shanks. Now with these, you want to be careful not to cut the colorful little dots. That's what's holding the little pumpkin stem on and the orange part of the button. Again, I'm going to take some larger jump rings. These are about probably 10 millimeter. I'm going to put a dab of glue on the back of my buttons. And this glue does not dry fast, so don't worry about dry time. If you need to move things around a little bit before you want it to be in place. Then I'm going to take my little jump ring, or big jump ring, and the part that opens I'm going to stick into the glue. I always like using some tweezers or an eye pin or head pin to help me position my piece. So I'm just going to kind of move it like that. I'll hold that down, and then I like to bring the glue over the jump ring to have that hold in place. So before that completely sets, I want to do my other one to make sure that they're similar in height. Because of Minnie's bow, it can be kind of deceiving where the jump ring needs to rest. I'm just going to push that down, and this is over a little bit. So as you can see, Mickey's little jump ring is a little bit higher, so I'm going to pull that back up a little bit. Almost looks like a little trick-or-treat basket. And pull this up a little bit. Squish it down. And again, you can use an eye pin, a toothpick, tweezers, whatever you have. Okay, now I'm going to set those aside with my Mickey and let those dry. And then last but not least, I'm going to grab another large jump ring. This one's silver, and I'm going to glue this to the back of Minnie. Again, putting the part with the seam into the glue. Okay, and then we look at it from the front. Super cute. And I'm going to set those to the side. Through the magic of television, I have completed items already. So with the Mickey and Minnie pumpkins, we're going to make some quick earrings. These are going to be so much fun. So I have some different bead mixes hanging out. I'm going to be pulling orange and black and yellow and purple from several different mixes. This one, I am using some beads from the orange bell pepper mix, the taro root ice cream mini mix. I also had some left over from the orange creamsicle mini mix and the mint chocolate chip mini mix. And I'm just talking one or two beads here. You might have some of these beads. You might have other beads from Jesse James Beads that would work for this. So for the little Mickey earring, I'm going to use the a cage bead. Well, for both earrings, I'm going to use a cage bead. For the Mickey earring, I'm going to use this purple bead from the taro root mix. A tiny little orange crystal from orange bell pepper, and this from the creamsicle mix, this little crystal rondelle spacer. I'm also going to use some 22 gauge wire and a jump ring. First, I'm going to take that jump ring and I'm going to attach it to our Mickey, and I'm going to attach it to our little cage bead. So I'm just going to find a spot that I like on my cage bead. I like that spot right there. And I'm going to connect those two. And close that up. Okay. Then I'm going to take my 22 gauge wire and I'm going to start a wrapped loop. Like that. And then I'm going to slip that onto my cage bead directly on top of where we have our jump ring hanging. So I'll slide that in there, click it into place. There we go. And then we'll close that wire wrap loop. And I'm going to snip that in the back. And I'm going to slide on my Taro root mermaid bead. I'm going to put on my spacer and my little orange crystal. And it looks like that. And then I am just going to wire wrap that closed. And we'll try and turn that to the side in just a moment. And then we're just going to keep wrapping. Here we go. I'm going to snip it back in the back of the earring and grab an ear wire. And close that up. And then I did the exact same thing, but with the opposite color on the one with Minnie. So Minnie has a green bead and Mickey has a purple, and that is so cute and sparkly and just whimsical. I love those. I love turning buttons into charms. All right, so next we have our little Mickey pumpkin charm, and we have our Mickey ghost with our boo on the center. I also grabbed a few rings of memory wire in silver, and I've already done a loop here, but I'll show you how to do that again at the end. For this one, I'm going to be using a multitude of different beads from Jesse James Beads. I got out some black and white beads. These are Czech fire polish, half black, half white, and 8mm. Some Czech fire polish 6mm jet, and then again, we're going to use some of the orange and beads from Orange Bell Pepper. Aren't these pretty? And we're also going to use, if we can get them in there, some of the lemon yellow sun and possibly some of the taro root. And I think I'm going to grab some silver metal from the vanilla bean ice cream mini mix. So I'm going to start with some of the black Czech glass beads. And I am going to start off with a few of these. I'm going to put on 5. And then I'm going to put on one of these crystal balls. And then I think I'm going to put on a like a section of colorful beads. So I think I'll do like a purple, a yellow, another yellow going into orange, an orange, and then I'll do this again. And all of these sections are going to be a little different because the beads are different throughout the mixes. And then I'll put on another crystal ball spacer. All right, and then I'm going to do another little section to get me back to a full ring here. So I think I'll start with orange I'll do some small, and then I'll do a yellow. And I'll do one of these. And we're almost at a full circle, but I'm going to do a few of these black and white beads. Oh, and I want to make sure that the black and white are facing the same way. So I will lead with black. And then I am going to see where we're going to feed on our little Mickey bead, but as you can see, we're not going to be able to see about 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch of beads on either, well, on this side, and about a 1/2 inch on that side of beads. So we need something to take up filler that this button can rest on, and I'm going to go with some smaller beads to do that. So I'm going to take these little tiny yellow beads. I'm going to kind of gauge how many I need for that side. 3 is good. So then I'm going to slip on my Mickey, and then I'm going to figure out how many yellow beads I need for the other side. There's 1. Eh, 4 will be good. And we're just going to slide all of these around. As you can see, he's kind of resting right there. I'm going to put some more of my black and white beads on. This time I'm going to lead with the white. And then I'm going to do the exact same pattern going up as I did going down. So here is our bracelet stack, which is super duper cute. And then I am just going to trim my memory wire so I have a little bit of a tail so we can create a loop. We don't want the loop to be too tight or the bracelet to be too tight, because at that point sometimes the beads won't move on the bracelet and it'll kind of become really stiff and hard to wear. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a loop, a simple loop. I'm going to keep going until I make it tight to where the beads aren't moving around too much, but not too tight where it's too stiff. And then I'm just going to cut that little excess piece with my memory wire cutters. Make sure you don't use your regular pliers. You will damage them. Now it can be a little tough because memory wire cutters are thicker to cut that extra piece, but just take your time and you'll get in there. There we go. And I'll just kind of pull the little tail around so this isn't poking out too much. There we go, like that. Now don't forget we made a charm, and I actually made two, but I am going to go ahead and open this up. And I'm going to hang my charm below Mickey, but you can put 2 on if you'd like. Hang him here, like that. Then I grabbed 3 head pins from my stash, and we're going to make 3 little dangles in the orange, yellow, and purple. I'm going to do one in this mermaid bead. And I'm going to, I don't know if I'm going to put it on the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to hook each one of these onto the bottom along with that little Mickey pumpkin. It's going to be a little chunky, but I love chunky. So I'm going to start it. You have a couple options here. You could just wire wrap it and then open up the loop on the bottom and keep piling things on like that. But I think it's in the long run going to be easier on me if I just wire wrap it right on there. It's going to be a little difficult because we have a lot of stuff in our way, but it's worth it because it's going to be super cute. All right, and then just wire wrap that. And snip that. Now I can snip that with my regular nippers because it's not it is not memory wire. So we have one dangle there with this medium size yellow, and hold on to that again. And one more with this little tiny baby orange one. Okay, that is the last one, and our bracelet is finished. So super cute. I know there's a crazy busy background, but that's what the bracelet looks like. And these are adjustable. They're large enough to fit any wrist. This is what it looks like on me. So we've got our little pumpkin, our little candy on the side, our little Mickey, and then I think this looks like Halloween candy hanging out too. So I think every part of this bracelet is fun to look at. Oh my gosh. And you can put as many rings as you want with memory wire. All right, last but not least, we didn't forget about Minnie. I have some of this itty bitty chain from Jesse James Beads, and it looks like this. You get 1 yard or 36 inches. And I have this teeny tiny chain. So there are so many different things we can do with this. We can just slide her onto chain. I need 1 more jump ring, but I actually really like the look of 2 jump rings. So I'm going to open up both jump rings and slide them onto the one we glued to the back of her head. And then from here, you could just slide on some chain and have a really simple necklace. It'll probably go with just about everything during the Halloween season. Show you what I mean. Like that. Isn't that so cute? I'm so tempted to leave it that way. But this little chain is wonderful that you can thread it through some of your beads. So if we wanted to, we could have some beaded chain next to Minnie. I think that one's a little big. Grab a bead cap and then an orange bead. Another bead cap. And then another yellow. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side. And then we have a cute little dainty necklace. Now you can decide, because the chain is 36 inches, how long you want your necklace to be. This one I want to be probably around 20 inches long. And I'm just going to snip my chain. And I don't have any jump rings that are thin enough for this chain, so I grabbed some 24 gauge wire, and I am just going to make my own jump rings. I just need two to be able to grab on to some larger jump rings and my clasp. So I'm going to go like this around my pliers until I have a few rings. And then I am going to take my nippers and cut all those rings. And there we have a little jump ring that'll fit into our chain. And you could do that with pretty much any gauge wire as long as you can cut through it. So if you're missing a jump ring in the right size and you have the correct color wire, you can make your own jump ring. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my wire, or I put this on my chain. Okay, and then we will put on my jump ring on my clasp. Close that up. And do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to use a thicker jump ring to be the one that I clasp my necklace with. So I'll just put that through the thin jump ring we made. And there we have a sweet little cute necklace that is perfect for all of your Halloween needs. Oh my goodness, I love this. It's so cute. I didn't think it was going to be even cuter than just the button being on the chain, but that is super cute. And then we have our bracelet that matches. And we have our cutie little pair of earrings. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Jessie James Beads and Dress It Up Buttons for having me back. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.